Hey guys, so I've got this StarTech Drive Eraser, which is about a $700 tool that just randomly failed with a self-check error. And StarTech support, unfortunately, not being very helpful, has told me that it's a complete failure and they can't do anything about it. And since it's like 4 or 5 months out of warranty, they won't do anything for me, which maybe that's the last product I buy from them. I understand that warranties only last for so long, but this is a $700 product and a 2-year warranty where there's absolutely no flexibility and no ability to repair after that. Kind of sucks. So I took the initiative to try and take it apart myself. I doubt I'll be able to fix it based on what they're telling me, but you never know. I wanted to show you how this comes apart. I've already kind of got it apart here, obviously, but there are screw holes underneath these rubber feet. They're relatively easy to remove. You just kind of peel them off carefully, which I've already done, obviously, and then these screws here come out. They're just Phillips screws, nothing really fancy about that. This is pretty heavy duty. I mean, I do like the construction quality, which is why I've historically purchased their products. One other thing to mention, in order to get this out, this is really snug in here. You do have to take the screws, much like with a video card, port. You do have to take these screws off of this VGA port here, or this serial port. I'm sorry, and that's how you get this out. And then you just kind of very carefully pull this whole thing out of here, and this separates, and then you wind up with this. And this is the internals of the device. It might look familiar to anybody who's done any kind of computer repair or circuit board type stuff. And I'm looking at this and seeing a CMOS battery, which probably isn't bad, but I'm wondering if maybe I could do some kind of reset by taking this out. Let me go and get another one of these really quickly. Hang on just a minute. All right, and I've got this Duracell replacement here. We're going to try this first. I don't see any jumpers on here, at least not immediately, obviously, that could be used to do any kind of resets or anything. That's interesting. There's not... Obviously, it's a pretty simple device. And these are all hot glued in here. So, that's what they do on a lot of these projects to try and keep things snug. It's well built, frankly. I'm a little bit bummed that it would just randomly fail. I'm going to try to get the adapter and see if this made a difference. All right, here's our adapter. We'll plug this in here. Let's see if this makes a difference. Upside down. Still self-check failed. This is probably a failed component of some sort, I'm sure. That's the symptoms I'm getting here. Let me play around with this a little more. Well, still no luck, obviously. This unplugs, and that's just the controls for this here. Just the ribbon cable for that. This unplugs, and it's the main control module in the middle here. As you can see, mine was firmware version 2.4. I never actually upgraded the firmware on this. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe it didn't make a difference. I don't know what to do about this. It's probably bad. There's probably nothing I can do about it. But it's a real bummer because it's a very expensive product and it's got one use, and it's something I use frequently. So upon further inspection, it does appear that there's a blown or burnt component here of some sort. Do you see that? I don't know exactly what this does. This is part of the screen assembly. This is where that connects. And if you bridge these two A and K connectors here, then the backlight goes out. So it's obviously something to do with power to this. And, there's you can see some discoloration here on the board. So something has failed there. I'm not exactly an electronics repair guy. I do computer repair, which is kind of adjacent to that, but I don't do anything with soldering or anything like that. So unfortunately, it does look like there's a blown component here, and it's also unfortunate that StarTech won't simply send out this piece, if that's what's bad, and replace this for, $100 or something like that. So the short version is, don't buy this product. It isn't worth it. It's not very robust, and the support, frankly, isn't where it should be. I mean, I would be surprised, most companies you would think would offer to at least repair this for you for $100 or something like that, plus postage. There was no such offer from support. They simply told me they were beyond the warranty period and there's nothing they could do about it, and that was that. So Well, I guess I'll show you how to put it back together anyway, since what use is this to me at this point? So this thing just kind of goes right on top of here. You can see these things drop into their respective areas. The hardest part here is this little tight switch here. It's kind of tight against the case. See that? Just kind of slip it in there. All these just kind of drop into their cutouts, as you can see. And then once that's done, you get these little guys, screw them back on here for the serial port. That sort of locks this in. Again, a lot like a video card. I had to use really small pliers to kind of get these loosened up when I first did this. And then you just take this and drop it right on here. I'm assuming this is the right direction. No, it's not. It's this way. And the screw holes should line up. And you just, see, that's it. And just drop the screws right back in. And then the rubber pads go back on where they were previously. See, these go in here. That's it. That's all you do. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I don't know what specifically this is going to help anyone with unless they have a bad CMOS battery in this thing. But it's unfortunate it's not a more robust product. Again, I've said it before, but I really expect more from my $700 industrial strength products that normally companies will stand by support a little bit longer than StarTech has. For a company that's been around for 30 years or whatever, you'd think they'd do a better job. Anyway, enough soapboxing from me. Maybe buy a different drive wiper if you need one.